Just tuned it in.
Global and worldwide.
Hitting you on the one with no delay. Because it's the Fighter's Voice.
The Fighter's Voice.
The Carol
With
Boy.
your fighting host, Richard Ortiz.
And the formidable co-host,
Mr. Cole Escobedo. Remember, every fighter has a voice.
Fresno, California. We're live in Mad Productions Studios. We got a great show for you this evening. We're going to be talking about some upcoming events in the boxing world. We're also going to do a little recap on the MMA world and some big events that we got coming up. But first and foremost, man, we're going to get right to it. We got a great guest for you today. And I want to introduce this young man as Top Rank's professional, undefeated prospect. I would say contender, but I like the word prospect. I like the way that sounds because that's very promising. When you hear the word prospect, you look it up in the dictionary and it says promise, like promise. When you promise somebody something, that means it got to go through, it got to happen. And when I say this prospect, it's because a prospect of a future world champion, not once, but twice, but 3 times. And we're just looking just to exceed that, maybe 4 or 5 or 6, because I could be talking to the greatest of all time future welterweight champion of the world. And I want to introduce my co-host with the most, the cut woman, Carol. Welcome to the show, Carol.
Hello. Hi, Fresno.
Fresno. But now I want to say what's up with 209. With us on the line, we got the undefeated prospect, Stockton's own.
209, baby.
That's right. Top Rank's first youngest ever to sign with
That's
Top
right.
Rank, and that's Gabriel Flores Jr. Welcome to the show, Gabriel.
What's up, boss man?
How's everything going? How's everything going down in Stockton?
Everything's great. Training camp is going strong and everything. Still out there doing the training camp.
Oh, okay. So I know you're getting ready to fight in Las Vegas. My microphone or something's going wrong. I know you're getting ready to fight in Las Vegas on that big undercard.
Yeah, it's a big one under Tyson Fury. So I'm going to be ready to show out and really make a statement on that one.
That's awesome.
You know, you've been very active, and you know, your dad has been keeping you very active since the moment you became a professional. My microphone. And, yeah, tell us about that. I mean, you've just been burning since you started. No time for break, no time just to look back, just moving forward. Tell us about the way your career is going now.
Everything's going great. I debuted May 5th, 2017, and, it was a great performance. So since then, we just said, let's keep the ball rolling. I was hot, so let's stay hot. And so we started then, and, we've been very busy ever since.
Yeah, man, I know you made the adjustment. My microphone is really bad. I apologize for the quality of the sound and what's going on right now. My mic's kicking so hard. Let me step back, Gabriel. I gotta adjust just like the way you adjust in the boxing ring. Testing. Okay, that's better right there. I apologize. I don't know what happened there, but see, sometimes when you don't pay your PG&E bill and you hook it up with an extension cord, and that's exactly what I did, Gabriel. So glad to have you back, and now we're sounding better. Carol, I know you got some questions for Gabriel because you've been writing stuff down all day. And what I said, throw your notes away and just come from the heart, from the corazón.
yeah.
I got Gabriel on the line. Shoot away.
Hi, Gabriel. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I did want to ask you how it felt to be able to fight in your hometown a few months ago in Stockton 209. What was it like to fight in front of your family and your friends and your fans?
It was great. It was an honor. I was grateful to have that opportunity at such a young age. So everything went great. Got a 3rd round knockout. The night couldn't have been better. So I enjoyed every bit of it.
That's awesome. What's the past 2 years been like since you've been signed? I mean, I'm sure your life has changed dramatically.
It's been almost a dream come true. We're still continuing it. But so far these 2 years, it's everything I expected and more.
That's great. I bet that you probably didn't even realize, or did you even expect 2 years from then what you'd be doing today, like where you're at?
No, I didn't. To fight in my hometown and have over 10,000 people in attendance watching.
Wow, that's awesome.
I got some questions for him, man, because, I mean, when you look at what he's doing, just not inside of the ring, because that's, and I don't take this wrong, but when I say that's the easy part, I know nothing's easy in boxing, but the hard part is continuing to get your career out there, continue to promote yourself, and I'm going to say this, man, where you're at right now, nobody does it better than Team Flores. I mean, I'm looking at some of the footage, some of the pictures, some of the
Right.
content, just your activity of where you're at and how at a young age you're giving back to Stockton already. Was that part of the plan? Was that part of the script when you thought about your career playing out?
It's an entertainment business, you know, and that's what we came to do. We fight, and we look good, we perform, and then we entertain. So, you know, it's part of the game.
That's good, man, because entertainment is big numbers and big dollars, and then the rest comes with it, yeah. And I know your pop's got something up his sleeve. I mean, he never tips his hat. I mean, he's proud, he's excited about saying things, but you never know what he's going to come up with next, man. I mean, how are those conversations? Does he kind of surprise you, or you guys both scheme together?
Sometimes, you know, we think of good ideas together, but a lot of times, you know, it could be him. You know, he's taking all day long. That's him. He's on the job all day.
You know, when does it say, because I know it's okay to have fun when he just says, okay, son, we're going to do this, and then I'm going to have you do this, and then watch, I'm going to have this happen. When is it over the top? You say, come on, Pop, or you just trust him and say, okay, let's roll with it.
I'm not trusting him. Look where I'm at right now.
That's great.
Everything he's been leading me to, or, you know, with the path he's drawn for me, has been great. So I can only see it getting better.
You know, that homecoming, your dad said, he called that one. I remember we were sitting down having lunch about a year before, and he said, Rich, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be this way. I'm going to have this happening. Junior's going to be doing this, and exactly the way he said it, he confessed it, man. They just played out exactly and then some.
Yeah, I mean, we work hard for what we do, and for our plan not to work would be insane, because we come here every day at the gym. You know, we work hard, and we plan it out, and we stick to our game plan when we go hard. So it's going to be pretty hard for it to not work out.
You know, I'm talking to Gabriel Flores right now. Let me just share something with you, Carol.
Yeah.
When I talk to this kid, it's usually upbeat. It's usually, you can just hear that joy in him. You can just hear that little, but
Right.
I got to respect that he's in training camp right now.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, he's probably saying, you know what, hey, my microphone. He's probably saying, bro, really, I really don't want to spit this interview right now. The only thing I want to spit is somebody else's mouthpiece when I hit him with a 1-2. So I
Exactly.
respect the time that you're taking right now just to do this interview,
Most
because you're in the show business part, man, and this is part of the sport, and this is part of the growth. Carol, your comments on that?
I agree. You know, to be honest with you, it is kind of tough when you're in the middle of training camp
Yeah.
and have to take time aside to either do an interview or to talk to people. So I thank you for taking the time to do that. You got to stay focused. So hopefully, you know, we get a good interview here and just kind of get through it, because we got to let you get back to grinding. You know, get back out there, training.
I can guarantee two things. He probably's getting his hands wrapped as we speak.
True.
He probably got his gear on right now, or he's
Right.
looking at his bag or his watch saying, come on, dude, I got some heads to crack right now.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I can respect that.
How close am I, Gabriel?
You're very close. My hands are already wrapped, and after this interview, I'm going to warm up to be in the ring of spar.
There you go, man. I'm going to ask for about 5 more of your time, man, because you doing this, man, it goes a long way. And you've always been a class act, but at the same time, I do respect your duties. I don't want to say a job, because Ali Setback once told me, he said, Richard, you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. This PA system is really bad. I apologize. So sparring and your weights on hit, your conditions on hit, I don't want to blow it before it happens, man, but your dad posted some kind of photo shoot, man, that looked like the setting of a movie, my man. Can you elaborate on that?
I mean, it's the theme for the fight.
Okay.
You know, it's like a mob type thing, you know, but everything came out clean. The gun, the car, and the outfit's the last finished piece to it, and then the performance.
Right.
Now, whose idea was that? Was that yours, or that was your dad's, or you guys just both put your heads together?
That was more my pops's.
There you go. There you go, man. So that's something that he's always thinking. He's always thinking outside the box. Any last words for him, Carol, before I put Senior on?
I just was curious who you idolized growing up.
A good question.
Who has been your biggest motivation in boxing?
The biggest one by far was Roy Jones Jr. He influenced a lot of the things that I do and done in the ring.
That's great.
Yeah, you can see that
Ray
little
Johnston.
shoulder. Yeah, you see that little hip, that little left
Yeah.
hook.
Yeah,
where,
yeah,
where
I
he-
could see
where
that.
he has it low, and then he kind of catches you coming in that lead left hook. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what, Gabe? I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I'm probably gonna make you laugh. I remember one time, the first time I met you, I thought you were Fernando Vargas' son. Remember me asking you that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're laughing, but you can kind of see the resemblance a little bit, just a tad. And I remember I said, and I was talking to your dad and both of you, and I said, what's his strong points? What does he like to do? And your dad goes, he's just cocky. And he kind of smiled. He goes, he's cocky. He goes, Richard, he's cocky as hell. And I kind of said, well, because I didn't know the relationship. I said, well, if it works for him. He goes, yeah, it does.
Right.
But I remember him saying that. Do you remember him telling me that?
I don't recall that.
But you remember me asking you had that Yankee jersey on. I said, are you Fernando Vargas' son?
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that. That was back
That's
right
funny.
there in Tachi Papas.
That's right. Yeah, you remember that. Hey, my man. Well, I had to leave you with a laugh because I know you got to take care of business, man. And you just taking this time right here just to
Thank you.
give the Fighter's Voice this interview, man, where you take care of business. And we're going to continue to watch you, support you, and we're putting in for that fight, man. So hopefully all goes well. We'll be there watching and supporting both you
That's right.
and Isidro, that's supposed to be on that card, and checking out the main event, and then getting that soundbite, that post-fight interview when you're done. How does that sound?
Sounds good, my man.
All right, Gabriel. Thanks for being a good sport, man, and we'll be rooting for you, man. Anything you need from the Fighter's Voice, you just
That's
let us know. Any way possible, you can put Pops on.
thanks, Gabe.
For sure. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. And here's Pops.
Okay. Hey, it's kind of popping. It's really. Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
Keep going. I'm gonna adjust. Keep going.
Yo,
Hey, what's up, Gabe? How we doing?
doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man, because you never hold anything back, and you call things as if they're not as if they are, man. I mean, you say it the way it is, and 9 out of 10 times it comes through. The only one time that it didn't is when you said, hey, try this Modelo, and I said, no, I'd rather try Corona, so I'll take that one out. Remember that?
Yeah.
Hi, Gabe.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing great. Last time I saw you was at Stockton, the Toscano
Yeah,
Boxing.
Toscano Boxing Promotions.
And that there I saw him in Texas, in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really great seeing you. Always is.
Great seeing you also. For
Yes,
sure.
thank you.
Hey, Gabe, I heard you have this hidden talent, man. I mean, I've been hearing about it, but the only way is to, I guess, I got to test it out for myself. I heard that you may even go, okay, after Junior fights for the belt, that you're going to take on the Iron Chef and you're going to cook against him. I heard you have this hidden talent where you can just cook, man. What's this I'm hearing?
I do, man. Well, I'm forced to cook, man. It's just me and Junior in the house, you know. And,
Right.
So, I mean, of course, it's trial and error, but I came out, you know what I'm saying, doing it really good now, man. So I cook a mean-ass steak and some good mean
Right on.
salmon.
So you also cook like health food leading up for that, so you kind of meal prep for them as well,
Yeah.
correct?
Right, I don't know. We don't meal prep, man. I do everything fresh. Boom. Like, that, right after the gym, you know, we go straight to the house, and I have everything ready and start cooking. Probably whip it up like 15 minutes.
Oh, right on.
Hey, you're simple, and you keep it old school.
There you go.
Yeah, man, I got you, man. I eat with them, though, so that's why we don't really meal prep. And then sometimes we're in and out, sparring out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll end up wasting more money if I meal prep, you know, because we probably won't eat half of it.
Yeah, that's true. I was on the go. Carol, you've noticed his career progressing. Did you think
definitely.
it would be right here at this level when he first started? Because you've watched him
I did.
As an amateur, even
Oh,
when,
yeah.
when Lil Gabe
Oh,
was an amateur,
that's
and
right.
even a senior when he was training as an amateur.
I remember seeing Gabe. I think I met Gabe Jr. the first time in Reno at the Nationals, and I just can see the talent. I knew that he would come this far, and he'd be where he is. The only thing I will admit is that I didn't expect it to be so soon, you know, at such a young age.
That's been nonstop.
You know, but he's been so ongoing and just progressing and growing and just become such a great fighter that they can't deny him. They just can't deny him. That's why he signed with Top Rank.
Well, I know Pops has some plans for him, and I know Top Rank has some plans for him,
Right.
because I know people that know people that know people that get high with people. And I'm just hearing, man, and this is coming from the words from Lee Samuels when he was in Fresno,
Right.
when Gabe was working out in Fresno, and he said, Richard, this has to be our hottest prospect right now today.
Yeah.
He was just very impressed. And that's coming from Lee Samuel, Hall of Famer.
That's
when
right.
when you hear that comment, Gabriel, Is it kind of like, okay, tell me something I don't know, or you're kind of like, okay, well, I appreciate that? How do you feel when you hear something like that coming from somebody that's been around boxing forever?
Right. Oh, Lee's a cool dude, man. He's one of my favorite guys at Top Rank.
That's
So,
awesome.
no, but when I hear things like that, I appreciate it, and Junior appreciates it, but we don't let it get to us because we got a long road ahead of us, and we stay grinding, man, and stay learning. You know, I mean, you can't think you're all that right away or thinking you're the man, because we ain't shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
how we work.
Yeah, you just keep moving forward.
Man, I got a fun
Right.
question. No, go ahead, Gabriel.
No, I'm just saying. But I always tell Junior, we ain't shit. We got opportunity. We ain't made nothing. We just got to keep on rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
No, that's the attitude you need to get to that next level. Because the minute you start looking at yourself on a poster, you haven't arrived yet.
Right. Hey, Rich, I'm going to do the same shit I did in amateurs. He tore the shit up in the amateurs. We're going to do the same shit in the pros.
That's right.
Same exact thing.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Gabriel, do you remember the first thing I told you when I saw Gabriel? Because we went down originally, I'll tell the story. We went down to Stockton, and I hit up Gabriel because we didn't. Okay, Conor McGregor's getting ready to fight Diaz, and I said, hell with it, let's just go down there. We went down there,
Right.
and I called Gabriel, and he said, well, let me make some phone calls. And he go, you know what, dude, he's at a press conference right now. And I said, hey, man, well, we just finished interviewing Kilo and his brother. I said, where you at, man? Because I want to stop by. I want to do a little soundbite with Junior.
Right.
So we do all this stuff, and I'm looking at his Junior live. I get to see him working out, not with a Yankee jersey at a press conference.
Right.
And the first thing I noticed about him, do you remember the very first comment, what I noticed about him first? Do you remember that conversation, Gabriel?
I don't remember. I remember the conversation we came to the gym, but I don't know exactly what you said.
I said, I've never seen footwork like this, ever.
Right.
And I said, everybody looks at the top. I'm always looking at the footwork. That footwork you cannot teach.
Yeah, he
Period.
does
It's
have
like
great footwork.
it's like it was effortless, like doing double dutch, just like gazelle's legs, and they turn into a human.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cubans said the same thing about him in Russia. The Cubans complimented his footwork, and the Cubans are the best at it.
Right.
So, yeah.
What do you look for in a fighter, Carol, when you're looking at a young prospect?
I look for a lot of things, my mic is a little loud. Their skill level, their natural talent, their footwork, just everything combined, their discipline, just everything that involves with what builds a fighter. They have to be self-motivated, they have to be driven, they have to be hungry.
Yeah.
And I see that in Gabe.
What Gabriel has that a lot of other fighters don't have is Gabriel has guidance.
Oh,
For
you
those
nailed it.
days, because there's those times when you may not feel like going, or you may want to do something
Right.
out, and
He's fortunate to have that.
well, not just have a trainer, but have a father,
Father.
but let him know, hey, it's going to take this sacrifice.
Right.
It's going to take days that I'm not feeling too well. It's going to take days that I don't feel motivated. Why do you think that? Because you're a human being.
Right.
Now, to be able to guide somebody, motivate them, and support them,
Right.
that's the whole package right there.
Most definitely.
That answers a lot of questions. The rest of it is, how's he going to fare when he gets in with the Garcias, with the Crawfords, with the champions of the world? And I mention those names because Gabriel Flores Jr., and I say this a lot about myself, he didn't wake up in the morning to take second.
No.
So somewhere down the line in his career, again, his dad, his father, his trainer
That's right.
is going to have to guide him and say, there's a fight. No, I don't want to take that fight. Or yes, let's take that fight.
And I admire your relationship as far as the closeness that you have as a father and a son, as well as a trainer and a fighter. So I'm sure it's not always easy, but I definitely admire it
Right.
because you guys have, from what I can see, a really strong bond, and that's something that I think is very important that you need to have if you're going to be a father and a son.
Right. I think it's more because Junior understands boxing. As a young boy, I always told him, look at me, I'm doing this because of this. I always explained everything we went through.
Very
I didn't
good.
I didn't bark instructions and not give him an explanation. He always got an explanation.
Very
so when
good
I
point.
cuss him out or yell at him, he knows it's for his own good, and we have no beef at all.
That's excellent.
And to answer Rich's question, he's talking about like future's big fights with Junior. When Junior's ready for those future big fights, Rich, it's not even going to be close. Gabriel's going to destroy them. He's 19 years old right now. He's been sparring world champion since he was 15. I'm not like any other coach. Like, we're not going to be ready when it's time for a world title. We've been getting ready for a world title since he was 15. So when that day comes, it's it's gonna be fucking annihilation.
That's right.
You know what? When we started talking about father and son,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm trying not to get emotional or anything right there, and I told you that one time, Gabriel, that it's a close relationship.
Right.
And damn, you know, it reminds me of me and Richie. And you're doing a great job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So when I see that, I already know it's a wrap. You got his back completely. And
Right.
when you said I'm not your ordinary, I used to always tell people I'm not your ordinary dad. I go, I'm not here because he's my son. I'm here looking out for him. So I've always surrounded him with the best baseball players, period. Batting left, batting right.
Right.
So when I see your tandem, you guys together, trust me, I know exactly. It's your
Right.
job to wake up before him and go to sleep after him.
Right. And look at, and this is the audience. I'm not cocky. I'm not talking shit. I'm telling you because I'm confident. We bust our ass every day, 6
Right.
days a week. I'm traveling to LA. I travel to Vegas. I'll jump on a plane to Texas to get sparring. We do what we gotta do, and I've been doing this since he was an amateur. So trust me when I tell you, when that title fight comes, it's gonna be an annihilation, like 2-3 rounds. That's it. It's over.
Well, that's what
I
that's what
believe
I'm
it.
talking about, man.
No,
The
we're
kid
with
that
you.
has tremendous experience, talent, like, and I'm on him hard. I talk to him like he ain't one shit, like nothing. He trains hard. He's under the gun for sure. I mean, and that's how we do it, man.
And you know what? I got to ask you this because this is a fun question. Because you know what I always look forward to is what gear he's gonna have on this fight. I mean, dude, no, I'm saying top, not nobody. I'm gonna say it, and it's gonna offend some people around here, dude. Everybody takes second. Gabriel's gear is off the chain, and I know you kind of keep it hush hush. You'll give hints here and there. I don't know what color you're gonna wear, but not just Gabriel. It's the cut man. It's the whole team. It's the whole family is decked out. And those hats, bro. Those hats, my gosh. I mean, it's just popping.
Rich, you're 100% correct. And I'm gonna say this to the boxers
hear my
out
mic.
there, to everybody out there.
There we go.
Look, talent ain't shit without a team.
Right.
It ain't shit without a team. What makes Junior is that he's got a great team and he has great talent, and everybody around us does their job to the T excellently.
Everybody compliments each other.
Nobody half-asses shit. If you half-ass something on our team,
You're gone.
you're gone. 86.
You're gone, baby. Yeah.
You're gone. I run this shit like a fucking military status over here, man. Like we run our shit tight. Our shit is
That's
tight.
what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah. and then if I'm walking around and I'm not talking or looking at you, it's not because I'm being a prick or nothing. I'm probably really focused and thinking
You
about
are.
what
You
we're
are
doing,
focused.
Because everybody who knows me, approaches me, and talks to me, I'm cool as fuck with everybody, man. But you can't expect me to be like everybody else because I'm always thinking.
Right. And you know what? I can attest to that because I remember I'd see you so many times at so many different shows, and I would see you, and, you know, we would just say hi, and I would respect that, but I would always wonder, like, God, you know, he's pretty quiet and whatever. But I did finally realize that it's because you're so focused and
Hey, you know what's funny? You're the first one that really realized that, too. You told me that.
I know, I remember
you
telling you that, and you said, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. It's
Right.
not that I'm a dick or I'm trying
No,
to be
not at all.
a jerk. I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Especially my son's gonna fight. Like,
Well, of course, and that, I think,
unless you walk up to me, hey, what's up, G? How you doing? Boom, then I'll talk to you. Well, you know,
Right.
it's all good.
right. No, I hear that. I understand that, and I respect it very much. So that's why I was really appreciating the time to actually talk to you, but I wanted to let you know that I did understand that it's not because you're being, you know, rude or anything
Nah,
like that.
Not at all.
So I can respect that very much. So I'm glad that I had the conversation. I was honest with you that, no, it's not because I thought you were rude or anything. So
Yeah,
I see the focus that you have all the time, every moment.
I'll put it like this. I'm already focused on another fight for Junior and planning stuff next year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I already got things rolling for next year. So
Yeah.
I'm always ahead of the game. I'm always a step ahead, and Junior's always a step ahead.
Right. Well, that's great.
Hey, man, you got to give someone a shout out, man. Who does your hats, bro? Those are off the chain. Those hats.
They are
Fit
badass.
Warrior, man. Fit Warrior is the best in boxing. Them guys got to do the flyest shit, man.
No, because you got that right off the top. It's just popping off the top, almost about an inch thick, man.
Right. It's Fit Warrior, man. ftwrbrand.com. You could get Little Juicy's gear right there too. All his shirts, everything.
Oh, okay.
So how many hats you got, man, that you just put up right there? Because they're all sick, all of them. They're fitted, they're popping, the bill's kicking, everything's alive.
I
Everything's
get
fly.
different. I keep them, man. I keep them. They
Heck
make
yeah.
them. I keep them. I wear them every day. I'm wearing them right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my attire every day, all day.
Look at that, Stockton, everybody. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what's up right there.
Yeah.
As we're talking, we're putting some pictures up of you and Junior and Bob Arum. Junior getting interviewed, and yeah, man. I mean, you guys have come a long way. I remember talking to you, and you've always had the same mentality. And let me tell you a quick story, Carol. Check this out. Stockton, it's not close, right? And we're talking about we had a bad rainy day. This one I was at the radio show. Not just rainy, but wind. That's a bad mix.
Yeah.
These dudes came down all the way from Stockton, kept their word. We're here. And I said, hey, man, afterwards, let's go get something. He goes, no, bro, we got to head back. Back in the freaking rain, windy as hell. And who does that? They'll probably say, oh,
Gabe
what's
Flores
that?
Jr. and Gabe Flores Sr.
Yes.
does that.
One thing I taught my son, though, and always taught him, man, if you ain't got your word, you ain't shit.
There you go. That's old school right there.
Nah, he kept
That's
it.
old school. That's tradition right there.
He kept his word, man. He did.
Why, you think I wanted to go out there, Rich? That shit was raining like a motherfucker. I was like,
Nah, it was
God.
it
But I
was
tell you
cold
what,
too.
I told Rich, I told him, let's do it. I said it, so we got to follow through.
Good. Well, you're good to your word. That's something that you can't take from somebody.
No, it's not. And I still tell some of the stories that you shared when we were kicking back at Tachi Palace, and we were at a round table. But one of the ones that stick in my head is, no, I'm not going to have my son do all this stuff where you jumping up and down using rubber bands. And we just say, you go, no, Muhammad Ali, he just stretched and did miles into Stacey Adams. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah, bro. They did fucking road work and combat boots, bro, back then.
That's
Where-
right.
Pull-ups, push-ups, pull-ups. They did 15 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The conditioning is in the ring, and they're sparring and you're running, man. And controlling your breathing and controlling your anxiety in the ring. That has a lot to do with it.
Anxiety,
I know
yes,
guys that
a lot.
I know guys who are in tremendous shape and get tired pretty quick because they're so how do you say, overexcited, or their nerves get to them.
Yes.
And I see it eat them up.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, exactly, and that's part of it. I remember the first time I put on headgear, I felt like I was in a small room.
Yeah.
After the sparring was done, I said, get it off me, get it off me.
That's
And
right.
I said, everybody get out of my way, get it off me.
Yeah.
I can't
Sometimes
stand
people
it.
get like that.
Yeah,
It's
knowing
claustrophobic.
how to breathe, knowing how to recover, a lot of
KP,
things.
Mike.
It's a lot of shit, man. Knowing how to breathe, recover, how to relax in there, all that stuff.
Hey, but
I
Al,
mean, but that's my theory. That's my method. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this.
hey, no, you're sticking to it.
Hey,
And-
what
and-
you're doing is working.
Hey, I'll tell you one quick example, man, before I got to go right now. Junior's going to spar. So when I got Andy Vences back in the days, he was doing strength and conditioning every damn day. I think he had 2 knockouts, 7-0. I got him, no strength conditioning, all techniques, sitting down, sprints, just natural boxing shit.
Right.
And turn your shots over, 8 knockouts in a row.
Oh, my God.
And if you don't believe me, go check back BoxRec. As soon as he came with me, 8 knockouts in a row. Because I taught him how to turn his punches over and how to
There you
relax.
go. You got to
and be
turn that punch
explosive.
over.
Yeah, he didn't knock nobody out with the right hand. I mean, his first fight with me, he knocked the kid out with the right hand.
Yeah,
And
he's
they
got a
always say
great
he only
right.
had one hand. Yeah, man, but I gotta go, Rich, man. We gotta get in here and get this work.
Okay, hey, real quick. Hey, remember all that freaking, those coronas you had? No, they were modelos, and you had all that shrimp, bro?
Right.
When I keep telling everybody how much we have, they don't want to believe me, man. But that was back in the day. And you go, where's your crew at? I go, they all bounce. And you go, and we'll just say, more for us, homie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. We'll be watching and support, man.
That's
Appreciate
right.
you taking time out, man. And yeah, we'll be wishing you well. And like I said, if you ever need anything or anything we can do as an instrument, man, you reach out.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, Gabe.
All right, no problem. Anytime.
Take care.
You can hear the excitement in his dad,
Oh.
plain and simple, period. And you can tell because he started off kind of calm, and then he started, believing everything that he said. And
Well,
when he
yeah.
started believing everything, it started to become life.
Right.
And then you can see. That's exactly that spark plug that you need, because he turned it on. Stockton was in full gear.
Oh, yeah. It was like, it's straight up old school, the way that he, I think, operates and the way that he trains. Doesn't sound like he's into the new strength and conditioning, traditional ways that they're doing these days.
Yeah.
He's just doing the old school, just what Muhammad Ali would do. Speaking of Muhammad Ali, we got the Muhammad Ali shirts that we're rocking.
Carol copied me
He copied
today.
me, man.
But you don't know anything about this old school hat right here, though. Nothing.
Where's my hat, bro?
Nothing. Oh, it's right there. Where's that? The Fighter's Voice?
Yeah,
The Fighter's Voice.
that's right.
Not the fighter's choice, like you try to call people. It's the fighter's voice, the only voice that matters. We're
That's
simply
right.
knocking out the competition.
Knocking out that competition.
Yeah, so let's talk about some competition coming up right now. The Crusher was victorious. A lot of people didn't think that he would win, but he got hurt. He got caught.
He got dropped in the 8th round.
Showed some wits.
Mm-hmm.
And in this game, when you're messing with true 175-pounders, I mean, he relied again on his experience and his power. Give us your whole take on that fight, and what do you think he goes from here? Because I'm going to throw a name at you, and I'm sure you've been hearing the rumors.
Actually, the word was that he wasn't really. He was actually going to get the fight stopped. Buddy McGirt was going to stop that fight, but he came back and knocked out Yardy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name, but
Yeah.
they knocked him. He knocked him out in the 11th round. But
Caught him on the button.
Yeah, caught him on the button. But prior to that, Buddy McGirt was concerned, and you could tell he
Yeah.
was wanting to stop the fight if he's not going to do anything.
Well,
so,
the concern was because of
all the
things
shots.
things that have been happening in the sport of boxing.
Yeah,
leading
exactly.
Up to that, so.
And Buddy McGirt was part of that.
Yeah.
Like he was there when
Yeah.
somebody did have
Yeah.
too much impact, and he stopped the fight. But so he didn't want that to happen again, of course. So, but I was surprised that Kovalev came back and knocked him out.
Yeah.
So, but as far as who's going to fight next, that's
I mean, you've been hearing about Carnelo, right?
Yeah.
A possibility. Mm-hmm. I talked to Robert Diaz today.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
just over the phone.
Yeah. What's
You know,
the,
well, I mean,
what's the word?
he kind of chuckled, kind of went along, but it's like his job is he can't speak on it too
I
much.
know.
So I didn't push.
So what was the vibe?
I mean, that'd be a good fight that they'd be working on. It's up to Carnelo. His options
Right.
are open. I mean, because that's not that fight. You got to remember, he's moving all the way up to 175s, and it's how you put the weight on, etc. But they definitely want that fight. They definitely want that title because
Right.
they don't even see it as a fight. They see it as a title opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Well, I want to ask you this, and I'm pretty excited too because he said, Rich, and he was honest. He goes, look, this weekend I'm going to watch all those links that you sent me, and you let him critique that what I'm doing. So,
Good.
So what we're doing, and I appreciate that because not too many people want to say that, or they'll say, hey, yeah,
Right.
it was good, and they didn't even look at it. But sounds like a very honest man.
Well, that's good. I think sometimes it's hard to find people that are really good to their word, but just like
Gabriel
with
Flores.
Gabe Flores,
Gabriel
I was
Flores.
just going to say,
And it was raining, it was windy, it was a bad mix.
Right.
All the way to Fresno. Came and did the show and then bounced right back.
well, that's called straight up discipline and hunger and dedication.
No, he's a true guy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
and I see him when he's focused and during fight time, game time, and I'm thinking, nah, unless he comes and says hi or he'll acknowledge me and kind of give me the head bump.
Yeah.
But after it's all said and done, then he's happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Hey, but this is the first time, and I pointed that out, that I've ever talked to Junior, and he's just so quiet because he's usually so lively, full
Yeah.
of energy,
Well,
and just.
We caught him on a day that he's in fight camp, so he's training and sparring today. So, maybe timing.
And you've been around fighters. There's days like, I really don't want to do this interview. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be Max Callum. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm here as it is. I don't even really want to be here right now, but I know I got to get the job done. Muhammad
Sure.
Ali, he said, I hate training.
I know.
I can't stand it.
I know.
But I did it to become the best, to become
That's
the
right.
greatest.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. He did.
And
say
actually,
that.
you know what? You look at Gabriel a little bit, kind of looks like a young Cassius Clay.
I don't see that.
Oh, I see the resemblance big time.
The resemblance?
Yeah, a Cassius Clay?
No.
A little bit of yeah, I see a little bit.
I don't see that at all.
You got glasses on or what? No, what I
No.
see is the future world champion.
That I do see.
But I see him
That
going.
I do see.
I do see him going to 140s, 147s, 154s, and possibly because of his height and grows in his man strength, 160s.
I don't know about the 160, but that's a possibility. And anything is possible. The sky's the limit.
How do you know? Are
sky's
you
the limit.
are you a cut woman or something?
I think
Are you
heard,
an experienced woman in the sport of boxing that can make that
Dude.
decision?
Dude, I'm a trainer.
Oh, hey, then my
Okay,
bad.
let's get some
Hey,
gloves on.
Hey, I'll just
put some gloves
I'll just
on?
stick with the microphone.
You
Okay,
want to
I'll
test
just
my
stick with the
skills?
microphone.
Let's do it.
You should tell everybody the first time we met what happened, what you did. Because the story keeps changing. You know
No,
exactly what you did.
He's the one changing the
No.
story, okay? We took a picture together. It was the first time
Where
we
at?
met.
Where at?
we were at Main Event Boxing here in Fresno, and we were taking a picture. And as he was
And
standing
you
next
know what
to
my
me,
partner told me? Mark Davis. He goes, "Hey, dude, that lady's there, the one that keeps following you."
oh,
No, I'll just play. I had to throw that in. So,
Yeah,
so,
right.
so what happened?
I don't think I knew who you were.
No, you didn't. No, we met at the gym. We met at the boxing
I'm
gym.
just kidding.
At
I
Tom.
know.
Main Events.
Yeah. And so we were getting ready to take the picture, and he was standing next to me, and I just kind of leaned over and boom, like that, like I'm going to give him an uppercut.
No,
And he
you
said-
you actually
said-
did it. You actually, I mean, you kind of went. Because
I was
everybody
close.
goes down.
Yeah,
it
I was close.
It was close.
But
That
I
was
woke
good.
you up. It woke you
No,
up.
it did wake me up.
His
It did.
eyes were like this, and he's like, "Really?"
No, it did. And then I just kind of, stood back. Like, I don't trust this lady, man. May try to
Well,
throw a set.
You got to be careful around me.
You got to be careful.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that too. Listen, Combate Americas, man, they're going crazy. Their events are I mean, whoever's doing the matchmaking for MMA, for Micah Fromowitz and team, they're doing a great job.
Right.
I mean, them fights are really just taking place, and they're taking fire, man.
That's right. I mean, they just had their show in Tahoe,
Yeah.
and that was looked like it was a great show.
2 shows and 2 back-to-back top 10s on ESPN, knockouts.
Yes.
On his, because we saw the first one that took place in Fresno,
Right.
last fight, and then this one recently, another one.
Yep,
So they're doing a great job there.
they sure are. They'll be in Mexico. Mike is too high. They'll be in Mexicali next week.
Speaking of doing a great job,
Not this weekend, but the following.
Speaking of doing a great job, I know when they coming? In 2 weeks to Mexicali?
I think it's the 20th, or I mean I think September 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hot month too, especially for boxing and MMA. But Big Al Gonzalez, who's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Oh, that's
I mean,
great.
Yeah, I mean
He's fighting on Bellator, isn't
Yes,
he?
he is. What's the date on that?
28th.
The 28th.
Yeah.
San Jose, California.
Yep, San Jose, and also JC.
Oh yes.
He's
Wait.
fighting in the bare knuckle.
Yes, with Ken Shamrock.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
fighting. I think.
Valor.
Oh, Valor. That's
Yes,
what I
yes,
said.
exactly.
Yeah, the bare
We had
knuckle
Ken-
Valor.
Yeah, we had
Ken
Ken Shamrock
Shamrock
on the show last week, and he told a story about him breaking my chair. I don't know if you caught that or not. When we were sitting down
That
eating.
was hilarious. I
It
mean,
was, and the fact that he remembered.
But the coolest part is to be able to have somebody at your own house to sit down in your chair and bust that chair. I mean, if somebody's going to bust my chair, I would love for it to be Ken Shamrock. I mean,
Carol-
I wouldn't care, but that's cool as shit.
Yeah, and he was in his prime too. I got so many stories to tell, but it's all about.
Didn't
it's
your
all-
mom
it's
bless
about
him? She was blessing him, you
Yeah,
know?
well, my mom does that.
That was the
she
coolest.
does. She does. I mean, she did it to Mike Tyson.
That's right.
Yeah, and I mean, the list goes on.
That's great.
I mean-
And she made him some Spanish chicken, right? Which was
Oh,
chicken
no,
mole.
Chicken mole. A lot of people don't have to believe that, but it's all good. That happened.
That's
That re-
right.
that
I
really
believe
did
it. I believe it.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, this is what we're going to do. Because I got it all right there on cassette. Because back in the day, when I would talk to the fighters on the phone, I went down to a
Radio
certain-
Shack?
Well, I don't plug in, but yeah, I went down to
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry.
And
They're
those
not
are-
even in business anymore.
Yeah, I know. And those little gizmo I put together, so whenever I'd talk to them, boom. So you'll hear me, Manuel Stewart, me and Don King.
Oh, that's-
me and
that's-
Lou Duva.
No way.
Yeah, and Frankie Randall.
You should put that on video.
Well, this is
like
what I
on-
want to do. I want to put it on here and see if anybody recognizes it.
Oh, that's cool.
And the only thing I kept doing on there, which I'm really bad now at still doing, is interrupting them. So you're gonna hear this voice and this guy's just going back and forth. But I remember talking to Frankie Randall, and he did exactly what he said he was gonna do against Julio Cesar Chavez. But when you hear that so many times, I was like, yeah, right, get in line. Everybody says that. But he says, I'm coming into hip hop array. I'm coming into a surgeon outfit. I'm gonna take him in deep waters. He's never experienced anybody like me because he was coming off that big high on the rematch with Edwin Rosario,
Right.
and he said I retired him.
Oh,
So talking to him on the phone, because when I would call training camp, which was in Cleveland, Carl King would answer the phone. But sometimes when he wasn't answering the phone, everybody out in the office, the fighters would, because that was their job. They lived there, and it was Frankie Randall. So we kind of built
Wow.
a relationship over the phone. So when I met him in Las Vegas when I met him in Las Vegas, who was fighting? Okay, Chavez was fighting Maldrick Taylor on the rematch. It wasn't the Frankie Randall. I think Frankie Randall was just there.
oh okay.
And yeah, I remember that because it was Aaron Snowell, it was Frankie Randall, Carl Keene, and then they had their wives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But you know what's crazy? No, that's right. No, it was the rematch for Frankie Randall and Julio Cesar Chavez.
Oh, okay.
But you know what's crazy? When I bumped into Frankie in Las Vegas and he's getting ready to fight Julio Cesar Chavez, it was 11:30 at night.
Was this the day before his
No,
fight?
no,
or the
no.
day after?
No,
I mean,
week
the night
of,
after.
Week of, leading up.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
No,
Oh.
man. at MGM Grand. And back then, the theme used to be The Wizard of Oz. When MGM first opened up, and see, anybody that knows
right.
MGM, they
You're
know
right.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Trust me, now I remember because I'm a big Wizard of Oz
It
fan.
said no videotaping, but my mom, she had this old school VHS camera, and she pulled it out of her purse, and she's like, on the down low right here, boom.
Did she really?
Yeah, I told you, we had those VHS tapes.
Oh, that's tight.
No, that is
Your
tight.
mom rocked. She was savage doing that.
Oh, no, she was. She wore a T-shirt. She was on BET. Because I'm serious. They interviewed her when Mike Tyson getting ready to fight.
Are you serious?
Getting ready to fight Peter McNeely, right? So they were asking. Everybody was there because Mike Tyson's returned to the ring. So everybody was there doing interviews, doing you name it. And my mom's wearing this shirt that says "Free Mike Tyson." I said, "Get on down, Mom."
Your mom, she represents.
Oh, she was. Hey, I have pictures. to
She
prove
was
it, too.
awesome.
Pictures to prove it too. And I'll tell you another story. I remember I went to because the cameras you got to buy film.
Right.
So I went to go buy some film. I'm coming back and my mom's having a conversation, and lo and behold, who was it? It was Azuma Nelson. They were
really?
just talking. See, he don't shake hands. He'll just put his hand out there,
Right.
but not the fist bump. He grabs your hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well,
I
you
didn't know
learn
that.
something- You learn something all the time.
Yes.
So since we got on this conversation, I didn't even know we were going to go here. Tell me some
know.
of the stories with you and your dad.
Which
About-
stories? We
ju-
have a ton.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you could take up the whole show. One that just stands out in your head that you're like, oh, that was cool.
Well, I just posted something.
Is that your sister?
That's me.
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah,
saw the
that's
hair
me and my
hanging down.
pops with
Okay.
our fighter's voice gear on.
That's right, all day long.
Huh,
The fighter's
all
voice,
day.
the only voice that matters.
Yeah, and I'm down with the fighter's voice, is
down
what
with the
Frankie
fighter's
Fig
voice.
said.
That's right. Yeah, he did. He did.
He rocks. But no, I just posted something, I think it was yesterday or the day before, of
He was hitting the mittens, right?
he was hitting the mitts, and we were doing a photo shoot, actually. So he wasn't really, like, doing a bunch of combinations. It was just a 1-2, just enough to kind of get the shots
Mm-hmm.
right. And so everybody really enjoyed seeing that. And that was a year ago. So that's why I
Yeah.
posted it. It was a memory on my Facebook.
I remember, you know what stands out is because I saw him hit the mitts, and then I said, oh, I like you, the way you're moving around. I said, you dance around? He goes, no, I don't do that hoopla shit. I just land 1-2 and sit on my punches.
He's got some good footwork, too, for being his
No,
age.
he does.
Swear.
He definitely got it going on.
Yeah, he's moving a little slower, but I tell you what, he delivers. He
No,
knows how
no.
to execute his punches, and he knows what he's doing.
Speaking of execute, man, we got to head down to Las Vegas. We got to make
Oh, yeah.
some kind of budget to go support Gabriel Flores Jr. Of course, the main event, Tyson Fury, but also got another local. Isidro Ochoa is going to be on the card.
Oh, that's right.
We got to
Yes.
get down there.
Yes, Isidro. I'm so
Yes.
happy he's on the undercard.
Yeah.
I am so happy about that.
Yeah, we got to get down there, man. I mean, because when
Yeah.
you see these fighters there, and watching it on TV is just not enough. And I got to be there to get some content, support them,
Mm-hmm.
and just be exactly who we say we are.
I've been probably to almost all of his fights.
Yes,
So,
you have.
So I would love to go. I think it's September 14th, which
Yeah,
is coming
Septem-
up in a few weeks.
Is
right?
it 14th or 24th?
14th.
Okay, I'm going to have
Yeah.
to double check that. Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 14th.
See, I should know this stuff. We just got a lot of things going on in September.
Let me see.
You got Bellator. Then you got Sean Porter.
Sean Porter's on the 28th, September
Okay,
28th.
that's man.
Sean Porter, yes. So what do you think about that?
And what's that?
Errol Spence and Sean Porter.
Errol Spence is a big boy.
I know.
I got a soundbite from him standing next to him. He can easily fight 160s.
Yeah.
I'm serious. He has that frame.
Yeah. They both are hard hitters. They both are hard
Sean
hitters.
Porter has that tenacity, though. He just brings it. Now,
Yeah.
he may walk into something. He does have an iron chin.
They both have a good. They both can take a good hit, but they're both powerful
If
punchers.
it makes it to the second half of the fight, it's going to be interesting. And I got to kind of side with Porter. Because if it makes it into the second half of the fight, that means he's making it an ugly fight.
Right.
I mean, just
But Errol Spence, when he fought Mikey Garcia, I think Sean Porter is much stronger fighter than Mikey Garcia.
well, it's that too, and not for it sounds bad because
No.
sometimes that sounds bad. No,
but I don't mean it that way.
No, that's his natural weight at 147s, as opposed to moving up in weight. And I'm not saying that Mikey can't compete at 147.
Right.
Again, I take my hat off to Mikey because if your first move to 147 and you want to take on the king of the division,
I know.
I mean,
Yeah. But, if I think that Errol Spence is also, I don't want to say a better fighter, but he's very skilled.
yeah.
And he can outbox. I think he can outbox Porter.
From the outside, yes. But
Yes.
see, Porter
he's with his reach, for sure.
well, Porter, my whole thing is, don't come in with that boxing style. That doesn't work for you. It's okay. No, his style has been just jamming you up, fighting
Right.
it, making it an ugly fight. That
Right.
style works for him. A lot of people they really don't like that or appreciate that, but that's him. That's what he brings. The minute you sit back and try to box, you almost lost your belt.
Right.
So if he tries to outbox me, it's not going to happen. Look for a unanimous decision.
Right.
Now, when he imposes his will, 1, 2, 3 head, 1, 2, 3 elbow, or 1, 2, that's just him. That's just the way it is. It's probably unintentional, but we know what goes on in those fighter meetings. It is what it is.
But on Sean Porter's last fight, I think he did wonderful with his boxing. As far as
Exactly.
I think that works for him, rather than what you were just saying, as far as just kind of coming in and rushing in. And
Well, that's his defense. It's a good offense, and it may be ugly, but it's done. When he sat back in boxing, and you looked at his eye, I didn't think that was a good defense. I mean, that fight was closer than what it should have been. That's just
True.
my take on it.
No,
now to be victorious over Errol Spence, he's gonna have to impose his will, make it an ugly fight. That's my take.
I think he can just outbox him.
Errol Spence?
Yes.
Either way? Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, I love Sean Porter, but I think if he uses his reach,
I think I'm gonna pull for Sean Porter on this one.
Oh, I really love Sean Porter, and as a matter of fact, Sean's probably one of my favorite fighters that I've met in person.
Yeah.
And his father as well. His father's really awesome.
Oh, his father's a G. He loves the camera,
His
just
father's a G.
just like Mayweather's dad.
Yes.
Loves the camera.
Oh,
This guy
totally.
loves the camera.
And they got that big smile and all that teeth.
G'd up.
All G'd up. I remember taking a picture with his father,
Yeah.
and he's such a G, like you said, and he was like complimenting my pendant,
Oh, okay.
my boxing gloves, and he had some on too that were
Yeah.
really nice. But he was like, "Oh, those are nice," So we took a picture, and he was just like joking with me. He's just a great guy, and Sean Porter's the same way. I remember when I first met him. That was, I think, at the Tyson and Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight.
Okay.
And so I was at the weigh-ins, and I remember.
Yeah, I was kind of jealous because you were posting pictures, and I was getting gel. And I just text you. I go, really?
Really, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, "Thanks for the invite."
Yeah, I did say that.
Thanks for the invite, B.
Yeah, exactly. Cuz.
Yeah, but yeah, so they're just really great human beings, really, really kind to the fans
Yeah.
and to the people that in the boxing world. But when he gets into the ring, straight savage.
Well, I admire the fact that he doesn't want to take any shortcuts. I mean,
No.
he just, I'm going to go after this guy. And he's not going after it for a payday. I'm sure he can get that if he unifies or
True.
him and Garcia. And making that extra zero, of course, that's all fine and dandy. But he actually believes he's going to win. Errol Spence is just a whole different dynamic. I mean, he's a bigger guy. And he's taken on one of the best, if not the best, in that division.
True.
And I just think that if he sits back to box, it's going to be a unanimous decision. He's going to have to make it ugly to have a fighter's chance.
Well, we'll see. We will see about that.
Well, I want to see it live when we're covering it. That's the whole thing right here.
That would be awesome.
Oh, also, okay, listen. If you're a sales rep and you want to be part of the Fighter's Voice team in Box Me, get a hold of the Fighter's Voice. I had 2 people contact me already, but I want to sit down and, as a team,
yeah.
sit down with them and find out what's going on.
Sure.
We need a sales rep for the Fighter's Voice. It's going to be worth your while. I'm not cutting you a small percentage. It's going to be a good percentage where it makes you want to continue to work and bring in those sponsors. And that we have some content that we can go get for you guys because the content's always out there. Again, a reporter asked me, he said, "Richard, how far do you go?" And I said, "As far as my budget would take me." And to proclaim that we are the only voice that matters, we got to get out there, but it's not cheap.
Right.
So we do what we got to do around here, and I think we're still holding it down, but we could always do better.
Oh, that most definitely. Yeah, we can always do things better for sure.
You know what I like about this is Gabriel Flores Sr. He was amped up. He was ready to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
He
We
was
need to
ready-
have him in the studio sometime.
well, he's gangster in the studio.
Yeah, if we can get him here. We
No,
need to.
you know what? He's gangster in the studio. We'll make it worthwhile. One of these times that he's in Fresno or coming around this area because he had hit me up and said, "Hey, I'll be around there soon." But then this fight came up, and you got to take that.
Why don't we just go down to the 209 and we just do it local at whatever gym they're going to be training at or something like that? Let's do that.
We can make that happen.
I think
as
that's the
well.
only way we might be able to make it happen because
No,
he's so busy.
trust me. Honestly, I think he will come down here.
Okay. Well,
He's true to his word, but it's gangster.
great.
I don't want to keep. When I say gangster, I don't want that taken out of context. He keeps it real 100%.
Oh, as real as it
He's
gets.
the same person I met the very first day that I met him.
Oh, yeah.
But I did think Junior was Fernando Vargas' son.
And actually,
He just kinda looked at me like,
Junior
no.
is really, really a sweet young man, and he's very.
Man, I got
I really
respect for
believe
that
that
kid.
his father has done such a great job raising him, and I think that being able to have his father figure, because of the fact that it's just him and his father.
You know what? That is a great relationship. I haven't seen anything
Right.
close to what they have. And I'm not just saying that. I've seen
No.
it right now. And I know when there's a good father relationship. And I've seen the back stage, well, I don't say stage, like a concert, but
Right.
behind the scenes when the fight's over and there's no cameras there. I've witnessed that.
Oh, I have too.
There's critiquing, but there's also hugging, and there's also you
There's
just
a lot of love,
yes, exactly.
and
But he's to the point. And
Yeah.
he lets us know we can always do better. And I love that attitude, that as if to say you haven't arrived left.
Right.
Haven't arrived yet.
Right.
But that love they have for one another, I've never witnessed anything
Unconditional.
like that. Yes, I've never witnessed anything ever close to that, with the
Right.
exception of, I always see myself and my son. So when I see that, and I texted him one time, because he had said something, it just kind of took me back, because I know exactly what he was talking about and what he was feeling and what he was breathing.
Right.
That's a great tandem in boxing.
And another thing too is that I know that they both, or Gabriel Jr. has made everyone proud. He's made his hometown Stockton proud. Everybody that probably everywhere has made
Yeah.
is proud of him. I don't know how far to go into that, but they've had some hardships, I think, throughout the
Yeah.
recent years, and so it's him and his father. So they make a great team. They have that strong bond, which I think is something that not a lot of people, even though they're father and son,
Yeah.
trainer and son, that's the closest bond I think I've ever seen, because of maybe the things that they've had to go through in life and overcome, and still continue to move forward.
Yeah.
And what I also admire is I know how hard they work, and I think they do that also in honor for his mother, for Gabriel's.
Oh, definitely. He's
Gabriel
he
Jr.'s
honors
mom
his mother
and-
every time that
Absolutely.
he walks into the
comes
ring.
out with his shirt with
Yeah.
his mom on there, and so I know they're still listening, hopefully, if they watch the show, but I know that his mother is very proud of him for all the hard work that he's doing, and being able to live his dream.
Well, I mean, like he said, I mean, it's only the beginning, and he didn't expect he'd be where he's at
Not
now.
at all, yeah.
But he knows there's still work to be done. He knows there's still
Sure.
belts. There's still fights underneath that rainbow that he visions
Right.
and that his dad has for him, his whole future laid out and planned out. He makes sure, he watches every single move.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he's a part of it. They're tandem. They're together.
So speaking of that, I mean,
Yeah.
I've had people ask me today. I just had another person ask me on the way to the show, have you heard anything about who Jose Ramirez is fighting? I've heard some names. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some posters printed. Who's his next fight?
I can never pronounce his damn name,
I'm
but
hearing in
Progre-
November.
yeah.
No, wait, who?
Yeah.
No, not Regis.
No, I've heard that people are talking about that.
I talked to Regis 2 days ago.
I know,
He
he's-
kind of got the gag orders, waiting for stuff to be official.
I know that.
On what he has in front of
Okay,
him.
so what'd you hear? Just spill it.
Well, there's a poster out on social media, and I hate
Oh,
to,
did I not see it?
I hate to quote different posters because it's not official yet.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And social media is full of a lot
Yeah.
of
You got to
good
be
stuff
careful.
and full of nonsense.
Yeah, but you got to be
So,
careful with that stuff, because sometimes you'll see something and everybody believes it and they go, "Oh, is that on?"
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not. It's just like the dream fight,
Yeah.
but it's not actually official.
He needs to let us know, man, because people always ask, "Hey, who's Jose fighting?"
Everybody's asking.
And then they'll ask, "Hey, do you think Jose could be?" I said, "Bro, I'm not his manager. I mean,
Right.
I said, well, whoever he fights, Jose will come ready. He'll be prepared. He'll put on a show."
No
and they
doubt.
always ask, "Okay, is it going to be in Fresno?"
Not anymore.
And I would give him Rick Morrigan's number, but he changed it and he didn't give it to me, so I can't be in contact with him anymore. So,
Oh, boy.
but it's all good.
Yeah.
We tell the truth on this show,
That's right.
and it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Rick, what's up, man? Rick, check this out, bro. It's okay to like my page, bro. I know you see it. I'm
He's
coming
been
at you.
liking some of my
Well,
stuff.
of course he likes your stuff.
Thank you,
No,
Rick.
but he'll, hey, I'll
sorry.
leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. It's all good, man. I don't want to get
That's
telling the
funny.
truth. I almost got that, like that little momentum, like Senior got before he got off the phone.
Right.
Because you don't want that happening.
Yeah,
don't. We'll just let it go.
Yeah.
But Rick, you can go ahead and like my page, bro. You can support it too, man. I promote all your fighters, man. It's just that little button, like. But you know what, bro? I don't need you to like my page. Just respect the page, and we're good. And we're good.
Yeah.
And we're good. That's all that I'm asking.
You don't need a like for people to respect it. They could still respect it and not have
That's
to hit
okay.
the like
They can have
button.
fun. They can still not like you and still tune in. I like those people because they're cool.
True.
Until they get to meet you, then they realize that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true.
So, it's good to have a platform and to have fun with it. If you don't have fun with it, it can't be all boring.
No,
Everything
you
can't
don't
be all
want that.
perfect. Is my sin better than yours? You know what I mean?
They're all equally sins are
And
sins.
that's what I want to say sometimes, man.
You know?
What's different from my sin than yours?
Well, it depends now that I mention it. Now, it depends on what the sin is.
Well, yeah, that is true, man. Yeah, exactly.
They're not all the same, so let me
exactly.
refrain
Yeah,
from that.
Yeah, I don't know where I got on that. Frank Alamon today. I never talked about Frank Alamon. He said, because I had posted something.
How's he doing?
I don't know. I haven't want to talk to him.
Oh,
I haven't talked to him.
Okay.
So anyways, he said something like, I had put something on, where do you see, what should I do in the next chapter of my life? And
you said this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he goes, preacher or pastor. No, he said preacher.
Wow.
And I put, no, I'm too shy.
Preacher would be the last thing that I would expect from you.
I mean, I know the word of God. I mean, if it has to be said, I'll say it.
Well, in that
you know?
aspect, yes.
Yeah.
And some of the things that you've been through in life, I think brings experiences to
I need a
be able
washing.
to help other people.
I need a washing and a cleansing just like everybody else.
Well, I think we all do. No, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
You mean you're not perfect? You said you were perfect.
No, I never said that.
You said I am the perfect as a cut woman in the world.
No, I never said that.
No, you didn't say that.
No,
you didn't say
that's
that
not
at
me
all.
at all.
Nah, my vocabulary is not perfect either. Because when I would call you venting, but I felt so much better after I would call you.
Well,
I would literally be ready to go on the air, and I would call you on the way to Fresno. And then when you wouldn't answer, I go, really? You can't even pick up the phone?
oh, I remember.
And you go, dude, what do you need? I'm training. I'm sparring right now. I gotta go. I gotta wrap this guy's hands. I go,
yeah,
really?
yeah, I know.
No, I was in a bad mood. But,
I know. I tried to be there when I could.
I try to be a nice guy.
You are.
I remember I always try to smile, and I remember one time I was talking off camera with Joe Louis Lopez,
Uh-huh.
and he goes, "Whoa!" He goes, "Man, I'm taken back." He goes, "Because
Why?
I always see you smile. I don't think I've ever seen you upset in your whole life." That's
Really?
what he told me. Yeah.
Oh, how funny.
I thought that was funny, and then I felt kind of bad because I did have road rage on the way up here, and some guy kind of cut in front
All
of me.
because you didn't talk to me.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
now,
see?
Joe Louis Lopez told me, I talked to him about maybe a week ago. He said he had some news to drop.
Oh, cool.
So I said, when he has a story, let's talk. And you know what he said, though? Joey, really? Come on. He goes, hey, you still got the show? Are you still doing what you... I'm like,
What?
Are you still fighting? Are you still the smoke show? Is it still smoking in here?
Oh.
Actually, he should get a trademark. He should have trademarked his name because that's been like the whole thing there. You don't want
Right.
this smoke.
Oh,
You ready to get it?
yeah. Well, you know what? Some people are so busy that they can't.
No,
They don't have the
I like
opportunity
Joe
to
Louis.
watch.
What's that?
I said some people are so busy they don't have time to watch
No,
and
I
follow.
know. I know.
But you know what I mean.
Hey, man, it's okay 'cause sometimes your family don't even follow.
Not mine.
Okay. Oh, let me say this. Okay. There was 9 people. I'm not going to say their names. I needed a ride. I was stranded.
When?
I was stranded. Well, can I finish the story? I was stranded. I I called, made contact. Mm-hmm. And you know who came through for me?
Who?
And he was high as a kite. As soon as I got in the truck, he goes, bro, I can't just leave you here. And I go, oh, bro, really?
Who?
My man, Scotty. Scotty, what's up, my man? Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. The designer of the Fighter's Voice, the designer of the logo for Thumbs Up for Richie in the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass podcast, Scotty came through, and I told him I'd give him a shout-out.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
No, I was stranded. So I said, you know what?
Well, you didn't call me. I would have helped you out.
Man,
you
you're
know.
way down there.
Well, you never know. I could have been in Fresno.
Yeah,
you never
could've,
know.
huh? Well, anyways, yeah, he came through for me, so I appreciate that.
Well, that's good.
And I wasn't going to call Cole, but I go, no, I can't call Cole. Cole's selling his car. Oh, I seen that Mustang right there. That is nice. The one Cole is selling is for sale. That's an MMA
wait,
Mustang.
Wait a minute. Isn't that the 67?
It's nice.
67 Mustang. It's red.
It's red.
It's red.
It's red, just like boxing gloves. It's red.
Yeah. It's red like
Your hair.
red.
Red.
Yes.
Yes. The red cut lady.
People Candyman calls me Roja, and
Roja.
Roja, yeah. And then other people just call me Red. But yeah, everything I have is
And
red.
some people just call you.
No.
Hey, speaking of that, man, I want to thank Al Perez,
Yes.
Main Events. You hooked up those those Fighters Boys T-shirts. I appreciate that.
Right
they
on.
are. Oh, check this out too, man. They are for sale, right? I got two in, and I said, hey, well, how do I get rid of them? I mean, how do I buy them? You know, if I got to ship them, that's PayPal and that's a Cash App. I had two people say, hey, bro, can you hook me up? I mean, seriously, listen, guys, I'm not rolling like that. I don't just give if it says for sale. It doesn't say for homie or, hey, hook me up. Okay, we're trying to get the gear out there as much as possible. I'm not trying to get rich. It's a very reasonable price. For a VIP shirt, which is soft as a baby's butt, it's $20. That's print front and back. For your regular shirt, which is cool, it's $15, man. I mean, come on, bro. Some people buy a 12-pack, but to them, they'll probably enjoy the 12-pack over a shirt, but they still want a free shirt.
Well,
I wish I can give it to them free. I just can't.
I know. Well, there's some people that expect that. You know, they don't look at both sides of it as far as what you're trying to do.
Two of them,
I
call for a ride. So it's all good, though.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Wow.
I'm excited about Thursday. Thursday, we got something brewing. I can't really display it, but I'm up for the challenge. It's going to be a one-on-one interview with somebody. It's going to be deep, dark, eventful, and to the point. I'm not going to disclose the name, and we're not even going to release the project until we're completely done with it and feel comfortable with it. But it's going to be here in Mad Production Studios, and we're going to put a sign out there saying we're recording. So I don't need anybody walking in, and then
Right
we
on.
kind of turn to the right like that.
And that's going to be Thursday, this Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday. So I'm excited about that. We'll be back in studio. When
Excellent.
I say we, it's me, myself, and Irene.
Right on.
No, so.
Got to get down. That's right. The fighter's voice, baby.
We're trying. Yes. Hey, all day, every day. Cole Escovedo in the mix.
That's
Cole is
right.
fire, man.
Oh, he's the shit. I
He
love
is.
Cole.
He is.
He's really awesome. He knows his stuff.
And he's
Cole,
able-
hey, you rock, bro.
Oh, did you see that? Wait, hey, go to the Fighters Voice page right now, and you're gonna see just a little clip of Cole Escovedo. He got kicked. He got kicked low, right? So he's telling the referee, Herb Dean. Herb Dean tries to walk in and say, "Hey, you okay?" And he shook Dean off, saying, "No, I'm good." Immediately dropped a right hand, a kick to the jaw,
A kick to the
right
jaw,
hand,
yes.
and a left
Yeah.
hook, but with his leg.
Right, I saw that. No, by the way, Cole, you were kicking butt, dude. He looked so good in that video.
He was kicking
No,
ass.
he definitely is
And
a
he could have took the
badass
time
fighter.
out and said, "Okay, I need 5 minutes."
No,
He waved on. I said, "No."
No, straight up savage.
I wear one. You wear one.
That's right.
Rock dude right off the freaking canvas right there.
Hey, that kick was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Check it out.
So what's next for Nate Diaz?
Well, it could be, obviously, Masvidal or...
That guy, I like him. I just think he's a little too strong for Nate.
I don't want to say it was a lucky shot when he came in with that flying knee right in the beginning
No.
on his last fight, but that's a tough one. I do like Masvidal, but
I'm pulling for Nate.
Nate is my boy.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Nate
Nate is my
too.
boy.
I'm
And
pulling-
anybody he fights, I'm always confident that he's going to take the win.
Hey, the face of the UFC.
Exactly.
He is. If Dana White doesn't realize it right now and he wants to offer him crumbs, I mean, come on, man. And then we as fans, see, we think that Nate just don't want to fight, so he takes another 3 years. Man, the money needs to be right. He's entertainment. To take 3 years off, come back
Do you
come
know
back
what
in
Nate
the,
said?
Come back in the cage
Yeah.
and not miss a beat, no
Right.
rust, no nothing.
Right. Did you hear Nate say the reason why he didn't fight anybody for the last 3 years? Because everybody sucked, and there was nobody good to fight
Yeah.
in his division.
I heard that statement.
I heard him say that. And but other people, too, are also talking about Khabib to see if Nate and Khabib is going to be a good match. I think that would be a good fight.
Bringing Nate down, or is Khabib move up to 170? What's your take on that?
I think Nate might actually move up to 170.
no,
I mean, he is 170. I mean,
Khabib?
Khabib, I'm sorry.
Yeah, make him move up.
Yeah.
Stretch him. Mm-hmm. Connor did.
Yeah, you're right.
No, he did. And and speaking of Connor, he did apologize. He did man up on that.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He said it was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. And you never hear him that humble except for when he got choked out by
because he
Nate.
got busted.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You
I mean,
love Connor, so-
no, I do, but I don't. That wasn't right. You don't do that.
No.
The man doesn't want to drink. He doesn't want to drink. I've had people serve me drinks before, and I don't drink shots. Mm-hmm. I just don't.
Did you see that there was a video that I saw that they slowed it down and they said it wasn't actually a punch. It was he had the glass and he threw the drink into his face, like so fast that it looked like he punched him. But I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I don't know. I'm waiting for Team Z to clear that up. No, because they're involved in everything.
I know that.
No,
They're
they are,
everywhere.
so- But that's neither here or
I was
there,
on
man.
TMZ with Nate once. When,
were you?
Yeah, when that whole brawl came down in Sacramento.
Oh,
with,
okay.
What's that guy's name? A fighter.
Oh, and he said, I don't like him.
No, when he got to fight.
Oh, yes, inside the cage. It was on TV, right?
It wasn't in the cage, it was in the crowd, and I was standing there with him
okay.
in the crowd, and we had a couple fighters that, like friends of ours that were fighting. It was a combate event, and we were talking, and then all of a sudden a fight broke out, and Nate just started to go forward, and then before you know it, I'm in the middle, and then the TMZ or somebody was there and got footage of us, and people were, talking smack, saying that I was like antagonizing the thing. It was kind of funny.
You're a female?
Well, no, because I was standing there talking to Nate, and we saw the fighter, and we were kind of having words together, and we were like, yeah, screw that, whatever. And it looks like that I'm kind of egging him on, but I really wasn't.
You probably were. I already know you, Carol.
No,
you weren't.
I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What I noticed, that dude wasn't in the corner this time. I didn't see him unless he was crawling or something. I don't want to mention his name or even give that person
I don't think he
props
works
at
this
all.
corner.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't think he works the corner, but that's
No?
all good.
where'd our engineer go? I went to get some water. So any closing words?
I just I'm excited for all the fights that are coming up. I'm hoping to maybe be a part of some of these fights that are going to be coming up, and so I'm just excited with just things that are happening in the boxing world. So
And exactly, you hit on it right now, because this show also has conversation of stories with MMA fighters and boxers that actually really happened. So
Right.
for the viewers and the fans, they get to listen and say, oh, Nate Diaz did that, or he did that, or because you got some fans like, I wonder how he walks, I wonder what cologne he has on, does that
Right.
slap really have any impact, those type of things. And we can story tell all day, because the
Sure.
portfolio, it is what it is, it's filled up.
yeah, you nailed it right there.
It is.
But y'all heard it here at the Fighter's
Yes,
Voice.
the only voice that matters.
Yeah, knocking out that competition, baby.
Yes, yes. Carol, the cut woman, the co-host with the most. We'll be back tomorrow with Co Escovedo. Tomorrow on the show, we got my man Enoch. He's going to talk about his new gym he has opening, some meal prepping, and also we're going to talk to Big Al Gonzalez, who will be competing in San Jose, California, and Bellator. We're going to talk about that big event, and also
I'm hoping to go to that.
Also, congratulations, because he became a father.
Oh, that's right.
Because he was scheduled to
he
come
was
on
supposed to be here, and he
last
had the baby.
Wednesday, and on the way over there, he goes, dude, my wife's water just broke.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I said, hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
Hey, enough said. We want to thank everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice. That's www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice. Every fighter has a voice, and so do you. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, watch us, be a part of us, and we appreciate you guys. And also, we got those shirts for sale. Inbox me, get a hold of me, buy your own, become the Fighter's Voice team. If you're into the sales business, we're looking for a sales rep, and we'll pay you handsomely depending on what you can go out there and work your butt for. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. As always, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Never down for the count. It's just another wrap. Thanks for listening to the Fighter's Voice Radio Show. Catch us again next week.
Same when, same how.
And always stay connected to the Fighter's Voice on social media. So, on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, our special guests, and the whole crew right here at the Fighter's Voice Radio Show, saying see ya next week, right here on the Fighter's Voice.